This is the story of the day the notes took a rest. One day, all the notes got together to have a talk. Whole note, with its stemless, unfilled note head, was there, with 4 whole macrobeats of sound. Half note, with its unfilled note head on a stem, was there, with 2 macrobeats of sound. Quarter note, with its filled-in note head on a stem, was there, with 1 macrobeat of sound. Eighth note, with its filled-in note head on a stem and 1 flag pointing down, of which eighth note was especially fond, was there, with 1/2 of a macrobeat of sound. 16th note, with its filled-in note head on a stem and 2 flags, of which 16th note was also especially fond, was there, with 1/4 of a macrobeat of sound. "We just love making musical sound," all the notes exclaimed. "When musicians see us on the music staff, they sing or play a note on their instrument for the amount of beats our note shows. Making music is exhilarating. But we have been making sound for so long now, we are completely exhausted. We really need to take a rest. But how?" They thought, and before long, they had made a plan. "Let's disguise ourselves with different music symbols. When musicians see us on the music staff, we won't be beats of sound anymore. We will be beats of silence." All the notes agreed and set to work at once, creating the disguises. Whole note decided to use a long rectangle underneath a long line to show his 4 long beats of rest. Half note decided to use the same long rectangle, but this time the rectangle was above a long line to look like a hat, which sounds like the name, half note. Quarter note decided to take a fancy look. Quarter note's straight stem became a zigzag shape, like the letter Z, directly above a curved line like the letter C. Eighth note and 16th note just couldn't part with their flags, which they adored so much, so they rearranged themselves. Their note heads became small dots, their beloved flags now pointed up instead of down, and their stem pointed down. "There," all the notes said, satisfied with their disguises. "We can continue to make the musical sound we love to make, but every now and then we can take a much needed rest." The end.